Once again confirming that they have found the remains of 18-year-old Rori Hache, the latest inside a basement apartment inside this Oshawa home. This after the teen's torso was found in the Oshawa Lakeshore nearly 5 months ago.
Warning, some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. In today's case, we will look into what happened to Rori Hache and Candice Fitzpatrick. Rori was 18 years old and was pregnant at the time of her disappearance. Rori came from a biker family. Her father was the founder of Satan's Choice. Rori was loved and kind, but she did have her struggles. She was addicted to meth and was homeless for some time before her disappearance. Even though she struggled with an addiction, she was living by herself and maintaining her own needs. The last time she was seen, she was described as having some sort of mental episode. While she was hanging out with her friend, something sparked this episode. The mother decided to take her up to the hospital to have her checked. The mother and daughter that brought her there left, leaving Rori in the care of the hospital for whatever reason. She ended up leaving before she was seen by a physician. This would be the last time she was seen. On September 11, 2017, around 8:30 p.m., 11-year-old boy and his grandfather were fishing away along the pier when they spotted something bobbing up and down along the water. After looking closer, the older gentleman would spot a torso floating in the water. He would call 911 to report what he just found.
And dismembered, somebody killed a woman and dumped her remains. We are live over the Oshawa Harbor. Good evening. The busy spot along the waterfront is now a disturbing crime scene.
The discovery made by a fisherman and his grandson. They saw a torso in the water.
Lots of questions tonight, very few answers. Who was this woman? Where did she come from? Who wanted her dead?
On December 29, 2017, a plumber named Sean Farndon was called by the tenants on the main floor of 19 McMillan. As Sean, the plumber, started working on the pipes, snaking them, he just couldn't seem to get rid of the blockage. Sean decided to go down to the basement apartment right under where he'd been called. He needed to know if that apartment had a blockage as well. Sean stated in the basement apartment, the toilet had been removed, and he said the smell was awful. It smelled like death, he said. While Sean was working, he said the occupant of the basement apartment was just pacing back and forth, acting very anxious. Sean stated that whatever he was pulling out of the pipes appeared to be a flesh substance. After speaking with his boss about it, he decided to call 911.
Communications.
Hi there, how are you?
Good, you?
Good, thanks. I'm a plumber and I'm on site for a job. We're snaking a drain, and we've been pulling back. We probably pulled back about 10 pounds, 15 pounds of it looks like flesh type of stuff, meat. And we started to stake, and we've been working on it for 3-4 hours now, right?
Oh, okay.
And we can't get it clear, but we keep pulling back chunks of, whatever the hell it is.
Around 8 p.m., an officer arrived. Sean and his boss were waiting outside the apartment. Sean had a plastic shopping bag, and in the bag, there was that fleshy-like substance. Officers wanted to see the apartment and talk to the tenant. When officers knocked on the door, a guy answered before they could speak. He told officers, "Okay, you got me the gigs up. It's a body. If you want the rest of her, she's in my freezer." His name was Adam Jeffrey Strong, and inside Adam's apartment, they did find a body. Rori had a distinct tattoo. She had the word "alive" tattooed on her neck, and when they looked through the freezer, they found a human head. There was a tattoo clearly displayed identically to Rori's tattoo. Adam kept a large freezer in his bedroom, and inside the freezer, he kept garbage bags that had Rori's remains. Her blood was on the bedroom walls and ceiling, and his semen was found on her body.
Once again confirming that they have found the remains of 18-year-old Rori Hache, the latest inside a basement apartment inside this Oshawa home. This after the teen's torso was found in the Oshawa Lakeshore nearly 5 months ago. On December 29th, a citizen alerted police after finding more remains in this basement apartment.
For the rest of what you find in the freezer. My question to you is the person in that freezer with Rori. I decline to answer that question. Okay. You're saying you decline to answer it, but you're shaking your head this way. Does that mean anything? No. Okay. Any interest from you at all in telling us your side of things? No. Nothing? No. Okay.
Adam Strong was 45 years old. He used to work as a security guard on movie sets, but he had been fired. He also worked as a gas station attendant. Adam's relationship wasn't good either. His ex-girlfriend cheated on him, and afterward, she moved in with the new guy. One other woman who had relations with Adam said he was controlling and abusive, often choking her out and forcing himself on her.
I've never seen nothing thinking you're going to show. Everything is here.
Knife by the bed.
Oh my God.
Adam,
How you doing?
good, you?
Had better days.
Do you see how upset I am? No. You're pretty calm. Under circumstances I'm a little concerned how calm you are.
There's no way of getting around that I chopped her up. There's no way.
Okay.
And I understand that.
We weren't wondering if you chopped her up.
It's obvious that I did.
Yeah, and again, if not for, apparently the plumbing was all up in that house. That aided in
My capture?
and your capture.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I was sitting down in my basement after the plumbers left, and I was like, am I going to get out of this? I don't know. Should I leave now?
How much longer before it was?
It was all done in one evening.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Like this was all one piece, and then this was all one piece.
I couldn't. Yeah,
Really?
sorry, man. I don't remember.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't important to me, man. She's definitely deceased.
Yes.
Yes.
And you clearly have said, yeah, I disposed of her.
Yes.
Yes.
Tried to. But unfortunately, it was foiled by inadequate plumbing.
Yeah.
And that's a freaking shame. Not for me. For me.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You sound really selfish when you say
It's all right. It's all right.
What are you going to hanker him for?
Wendy's triple.
Yeah, that's doable.
No pickles. Iced tea, no ice. 2, their value, spicy chicken wraps, and a grilled chicken Caesar salad.
Okay.
Is that outrageous?
No, that's doable.
Is there any way I can get a cigarette?
Anyway,
Smoke is this? Oh! And a ranch and a Caesar? Oh my God, thank you. I don't know how appropriate this is, but I'd like you to pass on to her mother and her father my condolences. How old was Rory? Okay, how much of her body did you guys get back? Obviously the entire skeletal structure, right?
Well, we obviously, whenever it was in the house.
Yes, in the freezer.
Yes.
And how much of it were you able to pull out of the pipes?
Quite a bit. It was bad luck.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. They're like, you're stupid. I'm like, you kidding me?
Well,
That's an awesome way.
yeah.
I just got me.
Adam had been living in that apartment for over 14 years. Officers announced that the victim found in the house was Rori Hache. While a forensic team was still digging, they found the DNA of a second person in Adam's basement. The DNA belonged to Candace Fitzpatrick, who was last seen during the summer of 2008, 10 years before Adam Strong was arrested. Candace was 19 years old, and she wasn't reported missing until 2010. She was homeless for a time and dealt with drugs just like Rory. Candace was last seen leaving her house and heading to a mall, and then never seen again. It was just her blood that was found in the freezer.
Evidence we've examined to this point, we have located the remains of Rory and her DNA in the residence, and now the DNA of this unknown female in the residence at this point. The other remaining missing female at the time was identified as Candace Fitzpatrick from the Oshawa area. Family had reported to the DRPS in 2010 concerns of her not having been seen since 2008.
I felt right from the get-go that this was a seasoned seasoned person that has done this before, because my daughter was tough. She was very tough, and she would not have been an easy catch for anybody to handle, you know what I mean? So I knew he knew.
Officers felt like Adam buried Candace somewhere. In Rory's case, after killing her, he dumped her torso in Lake Ontario and then tried to flush the rest of her down the toilet. Both were vulnerable young women who were essentially homeless for a time. Both were drug users and worked as sex workers. Both frequented downtown Oshawa and neither had any personal connection to Adam. They were just unlucky. Candace's remains have never been found. Rory had 2 skull fractures, but the medical examiner couldn't tell if they were done before or after she had been killed.
So, the 24th is when you start this. You said Christmas Eve? Yes. Are you doing this while it's frozen or partially defrosted? Completely defrosted. Okay. Now that would take several hours, wouldn't it?
No, not bathtub full of hot water.
Oh, okay. Like within a couple hours?
I wouldn't wager. I had to fill the bathtub up a few times. How's that
To
sound?
keep the water hot?
Yes.
Gotcha.
I don't know if I should really be talking about that, but ultimately you do have me on the... There's no getting around that.
Yep.
I would like to, and I fielded this to my lawyer, and he's not interested in it, and I don't understand why, of spilling the beans and being as comfortable as I can in jail. Like an allowance. I don't know. I don't know. Like internet access, like a TV. Like I don't have anybody who's gonna buy me TV. I don't expect to get out of jail free card. I don't. I just want to be comfortable in jail, man.
Well, I'm gonna blast. Man, go get some sleep. Listen, I appreciate you sticking around. Well, for sure. I really have a choice. No, but I probably said more than I should have. Probably. Yeah, probably.
He pleaded not guilty, but in March 2021, Adam Strong was found guilty of the first-degree murder of Rory. He was found not guilty of the first-degree murder of Candace Fitzpatrick, but guilty of manslaughter simply because not enough was known about what happened, and there was a severe lack of evidence when it was over 10 years that passed. Adam Strong was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole.